If they somehow delay your flight or cancel your flight, they will rebook you on the same day. How do I know this? I recently experienced this. Alright guys, and we're on our way to Houston now. Really quick, my one-way trip to Dallas, Nashville to Houston, total cost was $159. If they somehow delay your flight or cancel your flight, they will rebook you on the same day. How do I know this? I recently experienced this. I booked my round trip on June 9th during the Red Stripe sale. During the Red Stripe sale, typically they will discount the rates anywhere between 20 to 30%, upwards of 45, depending on where you're gonna fly. So just look at your options when you do decide to book with JSX. My return flight from Houston to Dallas Left Field unfortunately got canceled. My departure was supposed to be at 9 a.m. from Houston to Dallas Left Field and it's supposed to land at 10:15 a.m. I got an email notifications that they canceled my flight and they said in the email, "We apologize for the inconvenience." Once they sent me an email, I noticed within minutes they rescheduled me for a much later flight, which is still an inconvenience for me because I needed to get some work done back in the DFW area. But you know, oh well. JSX, they rebooked me for 6:40 p.m. departure out of Houston, arriving to Dallas Left Field around 7:45 p.m. I not only got an email from them, this is also part of the perk flying with JSX. You're not only going to get an email in case if your flight gets delayed or canceled, they will reschedule you as soon as possible on the same day if there's availability, but they will also call you as well. They will also call you a day before your flight to reconfirm, to make sure that you've gotten the notifications, that you've read the email, that you've got a phone call. What happened with me is I decided to call them because I was like, hey, I just want to make sure my flight's gonna leave on time on the return flight from Houston Hobby to Dallas Left Field. Called customer service and within 5 minutes, somebody answered the phone and we got everything squared away. Normally this next part I'm gonna tell you, I'm not the type of person, this next thing I'm gonna tell you, but I was like, hey, I'm just gonna ask because I've learned in life, if you don't ask, you don't know. I've asked my representative when I was talking to her, I said, hey, do you mind, I was even nervous to ask this, but I said, do you mind if, because of the inconvenience, I can get seats on the right side of the plane? When you sit on the right side of the plane, you actually get more room on the plane, and as you saw that in the beginning of this video. She said, oh yeah, of course, we can definitely, you know, as an inconvenience, we can definitely make sure that you get bumped up to make sure that you get, you know, the good seats. Those seats typically go from anywhere between $45 upwards of $65 per seat. A round trip, I basically saved about $120. That may not happen to you. It just depends on the time of day you're gonna fly. It depends on you know, how busy the whole flight would be. Sometimes they're fully booked, so you may not get an option, but you can always call JSX. They're going to be headquartered out of Dallas Love Field, and you could see if you could either negotiate or be like, hey, this is an inconvenience for me. Is there any way I can get, you know, a better seat, just to kind of justify the difference? I would say, in short, JSX is definitely a top-notch semi-private airline that I would recommend to just about anybody.